We're here at the Strength Co. I'm with fellow starting strength coach and Art of Jiu Jitsu brown belt instructor, Renaissance man, Jeff Hairston. And we're going to talk about Jiu Jitsu. Jeff, why don't you tell us about your training, how long you've been here, and what you've been up to?
Well, I started Jiu Jitsu about 8 years ago when I was 28. I was watching a surf video. I saw one of those guys doing Jiu Jitsu. I was like, oh, I could try this. And then I moved to Costa Mesa to surf more, and AOJ opened. I was like really scared, but I tried it, got really into it.
So you start coaching jiu-jitsu and doing jiu-jitsu 8 years ago,
yeah.
Right? 2011, 15, the back gets hurt, you're coaching, you're around 165, and
yeah.
you start barbell training on your own.
Yeah, at the fall of, so I waited like a year and a half, 18 months,
okay.
Probably after having surgery.
Got it.
And then around like the fall of 2017 is when I started. So I did my intro class on December 1st, 2017.
Okay.
And then the next day I flew to Hawaii with Ruka to go train. And I got to train with all these big guys. And so it was kind of like this.
Training jiu-jitsu.
Training jiu-jitsu.
Okay, got it.
So I came in here, I did my intro session, I loved it, I realized.
And how much did you weigh?
Like 165 maybe.
And when you say you go with those big guys,
they're like 200 plus,
okay,
even heavier,
got
like, you know, Buchecha's probably 230, 240, or even heavier. And like these other guys I was getting to see and train with over there. And so it was kind of this combination of I came in and did my intro class, and then I went to Hawaii, got to see all these big guys, and I got like really inspired. I was like, okay, I want to be big and strong because I want to do this style of jiu-jitsu.
Right. Then who you're competing with becomes a whole new thing.
Right. So like, you know, if you
but those guys have, it's not like all of you went from 160 to 200. You went to 200.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the reactions were like, as my weight went up and my strength went up, the reaction from the guys I train with every day, I started to get feedback right away.
Okay.
So maybe like the first month or 6 weeks, I didn't get a ton of feedback, but then like I gained 10, 15 pounds, and they start saying like, man, the pressure is so much worse, or you're so much stronger now. And then like as I kept gaining and getting stronger and stronger and stronger, I get that feedback more and more from people that I was training with, that it was obviously making a huge difference. I mean, that's another thing is like, how does the 30 to 50-year-old guy who does jiu-jitsu 3 days a week still go to class and have fun and be effective and able to move effectively and do well against an opponent, right? He's probably not going to have the athleticism or speed of an 18-year-old. He's probably not going to have the gas tank of an 18-year-old, although he can have a really good gas tank, and maybe he is athletic, so he has retained some of that.
Right.
But my opinion is that the way an older jiu-jitsu player is effective against a younger player is by, one, getting as strong as you possibly can, and then learning how to slow the game down. So we slow the game down by putting them in positions where the younger player can't move as much, and where we can apply as much pressure as possible.
Wasting his energy.
Exactly, right? I tie him up, I slow him down, I apply pressure, I cook him.
Right.
And the best way that I think to cook a younger player and be able to have fun and be effective in the gym and be the old guy that gives the young kids headaches is by getting as strong as we can here on the platform, squatting, bench pressing, deadlifting.
Big barbell exercise. So last thing.
Yeah.
No one walks in, to my knowledge, a jiu-jitsu place and thinks, I'm going to do this by myself with no instruction.
That's right.
Right, like no one does that. But in the like gyms, people do that all the time. You're someone who's valued a coach your whole life. You can just tell. But I mean, what is your thought to the guy that's watching? Is like, I do jiu-jitsu. I have my coach there. Squats, benches, press, deadlifts make sense. But we know, like going and doing it on your own, it's just not the same.
Right, and I tried it.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
I would say like I tried it. I did. We call it novice linear progression.
Right.
I did it for 2 months on my own, and like, I'm a pretty smart guy,
right?
Yeah. I was watching all the videos, I was listening to podcasts, I was reading the book, I was trying as much as I could to do the movements correctly, right? And my body, I can move it pretty well, right? I played sports my whole life.
It's got to be the same jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
So many things that are getting fixed that the person doesn't even know are getting fixed.
I mean, literally within 2 minutes of my intro lesson here, I was like, oh.
This is different.
This is different. Yeah. This is completely different. And I think I see there's such a similarity in jiu-jitsu because how often I go, change the grip like this. Right? And we do the same thing in here. For you guys, 30 to 50 years old, you train jiu-jitsu, let's say 3 days a week, and you want to get started lifting, okay? You need to find the closest certified starting strength instructor and get in front of them and have an intro lesson. At the Strength Co, we call it Intro to Barbells. It's about 90 minutes. We take you through the squat, the overhead press, and the deadlift. And from there, you're going to start what's called novice linear progression. You can YouTube it, you can Google it.
Each time.
We're going to add a little bit of weight. Yep, a little bit of weight on your lifts every time so that you can progress and get stronger. You're going to continue to do your jiu-jitsu 3 days a week, ideally after you lift on the same day, or you can alternate days if needed, okay? You're going to need to adjust sleep and caloric intake as the stress you're adding to your body goes up.
That's why you got to have a coach for this.
Right.
Because you're going to have it, so you need the coach in jiu-jitsu, you need someone monitoring your recovery.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
All right.
It's pretty basic, but bottom line is you need a coach. If you're in this demographic, you want to have more fun, you want to submit more people, you want to smash guys, you want to be better, you got to get big and strong.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. Hip escape.
Hip escape.